What? No.
He's waiting for the pucks. Don't touch my stuff, Tom.
Huh?
I should. Do you want a microphone? Are you sure?
Unless you want to beep every word out. Listen, you'll hear my voice anyway.
Livebarn will restrict it, or Livebarn, YouTube will have to restrict it later.
Everybody's hearing my voice right now.
All right, about ready to start off our night game against the St. Louis Junior Blues. This is a must-win game. Both teams are 2-0. If we win this game tonight, then we'll move on in the playoffs tomorrow. And a win tomorrow would put us in the championship game on Monday. So, getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but this is a game we've got to win. So Pulauskas, Kushkowski, Bergeron, Aldridge, and Przgintis start off. Kushkowski gets that to Przgintis right away and over to Aldridge. Pulauskas chips in. Kushkowski giving pressure. St. Louis gets the puck out. Przgintis gloves it down, and we're offsides. Same personnel grouping, cutting in net this evening. Blues, when the faceoff, go cross ice. Coming across, pushed wide by Aldridge and behind the net. Kushkowski hangs with him, puck up to the D. Bergeron comes out and gives pressure. Aldridge pushes to the sideboard. Pass misses and goes over to Aldridge, to Przgintis. Przgintis up to Kushkowski. Kushkowski chips in. Bergeron and Pulauskas on the forecheck. D changed and Campbell and Rubicki are out. Kushkowski changed and Reynolds comes on the ice. 16:07 remaining in the first. Bergeron battling on the sideboard with Campbell. Campbell has the puck pinned. Bergeron trying to get it out from underneath. The Blues working as well. Puck does come loose. Work down the boards. Reynolds over to help. Puck to the middle of the ice. Blues pick it up and send it back onto the corner. Coming from behind, cutting. Campbell ties up. A one-time attempt. Misses, goes up to the top into Cutting's glove from the point, and we'll get a face-off. 15:37 to go, 0-0. Brown and Kruger off the bench to join Reynolds. Face-off, one to the corner. Rybicki sends it up for Kruger, but it goes into the bench. Reynolds wins that over to Campbell. Campbell hard around for Brown. Brown takes a look off the sideboard, chips it forward for Kruger. Kruger knocks the puck into the Blues zone. Blues play it behind their goalie. Reynolds gets that loose puck and sends it across the crease. Puck up into neutral ice. Brown sends it to Campbell. Campbell up for Reynolds over to Brown. Brown sends it in and goes for a change. D changes as well. Onak and Miller come on the ice. Letcher on for Brown. Blues holding behind their goaltender. Come out over to the far board. Having to circle back. Kruger stopping any retreat there. So Nietzsche comes on the ice. Letcher intercepts a pass. Shot goes wide. Nietzsche working in the corner. Blues try to clear. Bounces off of a stanchion. And Kruger's able to send that back for Letcher. Blues up the sideboard and out. They've got one man on. Onak is there. He ties up his man. Nietzsche speeds back and picks up the puck. Kruger gets to go for a change. Nietzsche bringing forward. Predidio comes on the ice. Blues on the near board. Predidio comes in, gets a stick on it, but the Blues maintain possession, and they send it down low and go for their own change. Miller sends the puck around for Predidio. Predidio gets pinned, but the puck gets out. Offsides by the Blues, and we'll get a neutral zone faceoff. Paulo, Chilicki, Carter come on the ice with Brzgintis and Aldridge. Aldridge takes that puck, sends it over for Brzgintis. Brzgintis up for Carter, bounces past Carter and the Blues player. Gets knocked back to Brzgintis, who goes cross ice for Chilicki. Chilicki sends it in. Paulo hard on the forecheck coming into the corner. Blues send it to the opposite corner. Carter's there. Blues knock it off of the boards and into neutral ice, carried forward and waiting. Brzgintis challenges a shot on Cutting's pad and pushed to the corner. Carter chips out. Carter and Chilicki have a 2-on-1. Carter tries to pull a shot through, and the Blues slide, blocking Carter's shot. Little extracurricular hit, but nothing doing. We'll get a change. Piszkowski, Bergeron, Pulauskas on the ice. Pulauskas offset to the slight left of Piszkowski. Blues win it to the corner. Bergeron comes in to challenge. Puck off of the boards. Pulauskas gets a stick on it, slows down the Blues, and the Blues send it in on Cutting. Cutting decides to hold, and we get a whistle. Puck won back by the Blues, knocked away, and over to the sideboard. Blues finally collect and send it down. Rybicki picks up and sends it up the near board, or the far board, but the Blues intercept. Pulauskas intercepts a pass in the middle of the ice and sends it off the glass and out. Blues chip back in and go for a change. Rubicki to Campbell. Campbell up for Bergeron. Bergeron sends in. Kushkowski coming in, forcing the Blues to put it along the boards. Pulauskas was there. Puck to the middle. Bergeron shot is blocked. Puck still in control by Fury. Kushkowski up to Onak, back down to Kushkowski, and then put into the corner. Bergeron comes over. Pulauskas challenging on the near boards. Can't touch it. High stick, and Blues aren't going to touch it. So finally tapped up and goes all the way down. They'll blow it dead, though. Because why would the Blues play it?
Why would we play?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Reynolds, Kruger, and Brown on the ice with Onak and Miller. Miller's attempt to get it up to Kruger got sent back in. Brown sends it down, and Reynolds goes to get it. Reynolds, good stick lift, winds up with the puck. He's in the corner. Brown comes over to help. Reynolds pulls it off of the boards. Reynolds, quick shot goes wide. Kruger with the puck under his feet. Looks like the Blues are getting called for a slash, and we'll go on to power play. So with 11:49 to go in the first, we'll get our first power play. Blues 2 minutes slashing. And we're going to send out Pulauskas, Kushkowski, Chalicki, Paulo, and Campbell. Chalicki sends it back to Campbell. Campbell works it to the sideboard for Chalicki. Chalicki puts one on and knocked out of play by the goaltender. No personnel changes, and Paulo comes in to take the faceoff. Faceoff one back to Kushkowski, over to Campbell. Campbell back to Kushkowski. Back to Campbell. Campbell for Chalicki. Chalicki to Campbell, one-timer. It gets deflected up, knocked down by Chalicki over to Paulo. Paulo back to Chalicki in the corner. Chalicki finds Campbell. Campbell walks the line, gets it over to Kush. Kushkowski puts a shot. It's blocked in front. Knocked down by Pulauskas. Blues do clear. Cutting slows it up, and Campbell goes to get it. Paulo changes. Nietzsche comes on. Kushkowski works the puck off the far board and in. Sends it hard around. Chalicki goes to the corner. Campbell keeps it. Gets it over to Chalicki. Chalicki back to Campbell. Working two-man game. Campbell over to Kushkowski. Kushkowski and Campbell back over to Chalicki. Nietzsche pinning. Blues try to clear. Campbell keeps it. Finds Kush for Chalicki. Chalicki puts it down low. Deflects off of a Blues player. Pulauskas puts it to Kushkowski. Letcher comes in, keeps it, and sends it down. Pulauskas goes after it. Letcher comes to cover. Cleared by the Blues. We've got 33 seconds remaining in the power play. Prisgintis, Letcher, Reynolds, Nietzsche, and Onak on the ice. Reynolds sends it across for Prisgintis. Prisgintis carries in. Puck is behind the net. Centering pass to Nietzsche. Nietzsche's backhand shot. Goaltender kicks the net off and covers. And 10 minutes to go in the first, 12 seconds remaining in the power play. We'll get a line change. Brown and Kruger come out to join Reynolds. Aldridge and Prisgintis at D. So we've got a regular unit on for the last 12 seconds of this power play. Face-off over to the sideboard, sent back around. The Blues chip it out. Prisgintis goes to pick it up. That'll do it for the power play. 9:46 to go. We're even strength. Reynolds sends it into the zone. The Blues go D to D. Brown comes up to challenge. Blues chip in. Puck goes behind Cutting. Krasgintis is there. He comes up the board and then sends it for Reynolds. Reynolds chips it forward. It goes on the goaltender. He plays it back and up the sideboard. Reynolds takes it away. Shot high and hard. Goes out. Rybicki goes to get it. Rybicki behind Cutting. Gives himself some time. Comes out from behind. Goes over to Campbell. Campbell sends the puck in. Brown changes, and Carter comes on. Good stick lift by Kruger. Puck goes over to Campbell. Campbell sends it back in. Slowed down by the goaltender. Carter gets there. Puck is pinned. Carter waiting for help. Reynolds gets a hold of it. He's got hooked. He got slashed. He got a shot on anyway. Reynolds gloves that down and carries the puck. Reynolds is working the puck around, gets the puck up to Rybicki. Rybicki takes a shot. It's blocked, but it goes to the corner. Reynolds goes for a change. Carter working to try to keep that puck pinned, waiting for Apollo to come on the ice. Kruger goes for a change. Carter, smart play, making sure that his line mates can get on the ice, get some fresh legs with him. Predidio comes on. Blues tired as well, wind up icing the puck. We've got 8:05 to go. Chilicki replaces Predidio. Paulo in to take the faceoff. Puck one to Chilicki, over to Miller. Miller's shot gets deflected high. The Blues pick it up, try to carry through. Paulo gets the bottom side of a pick and takes a little stumble. Puck off of the back of the net. Blues still with possession over on the far board. Up to the point, take a shot into Cutting's chest. No rebound. Nietzsche, Letcher, and Predidio jump on the ice. Blues get a change as well. Onak and Miller remain at D. Face off over to Miller. Miller hard around for Predidio. The Blues jump the pass and keep it in. Predidio comes up to challenge. Miller catches that puck and sends it up the ice to Predidio. Predidio sends it into the blue zone. Blues drop pass behind the goaltender. They wait. Come out from behind. Send it down. It's tapped in. Onak goes to get it. Sends it around for Predidio. Predidio over to Nietzsche. Puck knocked away. Carried in by the Blues. Predidio tries to get a bump on. Blues still with it. Shot in front. Tipped, but into the glove of Cutting. 6:44 remaining in the first. Kushkowski, Palauskis, and Bergeron on the ice. Aldridge and Priskintis at D. Face-off controlled by Fury. Priskintis off of the boards for Bergeron. Bergeron chips it ahead for Kushkowski. Kushkowski gets a shot. It's blocked. Blues with four across, defending any kind of speed that we might have. Puck bounces off of Stanchion. Good bounce for us. Kushkowski's pass across for Bergeron gets deflected and then knocked back in. Priskintis up the boards. Kushkowski carries forward. Into the zone, he gets tied up. Blues take it away. Puck over to the far board. Palauskis gets there and sends it back, but it goes out of play. Reynolds, Brown, and Kruger come on the ice. Kruger to take the faceoff. Rubicki and Campbell at D. Puck sent over to the far board. Brown gets a stick on the puck, but it gets knocked up into the air. Brown, protecting, kicks it to himself. Gets it up to Campbell. Campbell puts it in front. Kruger gets tied up, and the goaltender deflects the puck out into the netting. Campbell had a lane, good opportunity. Kruger takes the faceoff. It gets underneath the feet. The Blues dig it out and come up the near board. Puck dumped in, and behind cutting, Rubicki sends it around where Kruger is waiting. Kruger tries to protect that puck. Rubicki knocks it away from the Blues. One bounces. So the Blues send it bouncing on cutting and then crash the net and knock it in. 1-0 Blues. .5:27 to go in the period. Blues up 1. We'll get a line change. Paulo, Carter, Chalicki on the ice. Face-off controlled by the Blues. They send it in. Onak over to Miller. Miller to Paulo. Knocked away from Carter. Paulo picks it up. Paulo shot into the glove of the goaltender. No rebound. Face off, pushed over to the near board. Onak carries it in. Shots deflected, hits off the side of the net. Onak still with it, drops it for Carter. Carter tries to pass it up, and the Blues send it out of the zone. Onak for Carter, bounces off Carter's stick, and on net, the goaltender plays it over the sideboard. Carter is there, puts it down low. The Blues behind their net sends it over to the near boards. Miller comes to play it. Miller chasing it down. Gets knocked over to the near board. Chalicki comes over. Puck makes it out of the zone and sent in. Cutting leaves it for Priskintis. Blues go for a change. Priskintis carrying forward. Carter changes. Letcher comes on. Paulo changes and Nietzsche comes on. Shot off of the goaltender. Letcher sends it back down. Blues try to send it out. Letcher's there. Over to Priskintis. Priskintis looks to put it in the middle for Nietzsche. It goes into the corner instead. Puck comes off of the glass. Predidio's on Aldridge and Priskintis at D. Aldridge, good play. Knocks him off the puck. Blues still in control. Shot from the point, and it goes over to the sideboard. The Blues sent that back in. Predidio's helmet gets knocked off. And we get a whistle.
Probably has it like 8 sizes too big.
Kalauskis, Kushkowski, Bergeron come on the ice with Rubicki and Campbell. Kushkowski pushes it forward. Kalauskis gets a stick on it. It goes out of the zone into neutral ice. Kushkowski takes a look, pushes it to Rubicki. Rubicki up for Bergeron. Bergeron tries to send it forward, kept in by the Blues. Rubicki across for Campbell. Campbell up for Kalauskis. It hits the linesman The Blues try to send the puck forward, but it winds up going back. They're going to ice this puck. 3:14 remaining in the first period. Still Blues up by 1. Puck underneath the skates of the centers, pulled out by the Blues. They come up the near board. Campbell gets a stick on it, and then it gets it pinned on the sideboard. Puck loose. Blues go across for their D, sent back down low behind Cutting and over to the corner. Rubicki challenging. Kushkowski gives help. Blues misplay, and the puck goes out of the zone. Bergeron changes, and Brown comes on. Kushkowski trying to get a hold of that puck. Blues send it in. Campbell takes advantage of the Blues changing and go cross ice for Rubicki. Rubicki up to Brown. Brown chips it in. Kushkowski changes. Kruger and Reynolds come on the ice. Onak tried to get a hold of that puck. Good play by Miller to knock it over to the corner. Blues coming back up, drop pass. Centering attempt. Puck getting knocked around. Miller knocks it to the corner. Kruger over to help. Onak picks it up. Sends it up the boards for Reynolds. Reynolds a little too far ahead. Goes into the zone. Blues send it back to neutral ice. Entering on the near board. Centering pass. Saved by the Blues. Puck to the corner. Brown is there. Brown knocks the puck out from the corner, but it goes over to the Blues. Reynolds sends the puck to Kruger. Brown goes for a change. Carter comes on the ice. Blues back in the zone attacking. Blues drop it back behind the net and then up to the blue line. Chris Gintis knocks that puck down, sends it up for Reynolds. Reynolds sends it in, hits off of the goaltender. We are out for a change. Chalicki comes on. Blues ice the puck. Minute 13 to go in the first. Chris Gintis and Aldridge with Carter, Paulo, and Chalicki. Chalicki taps that back to Chris Gintis. Gets a shot in front and covered by the goaltender. Nobody there to handle the rebound. We'll do a face-off again. Face-off, one to the middle, knocked around and given to Carter. Carter to Pruskinsis, across for Aldridge. Aldridge's shot is blocked. Pruskinsis goes back to get it. 56 seconds in the period. Pruskinsis sends it up. Gets knocked back in. Blues are offsides. Pruskinsis carries forward and brings it in. Knocked out by the Blues to neutral ice. Paulo gets it back to Aldridge. Aldridge to Pruskinsis. Back to Aldridge. Up the near board, Pruskinsis takes a look and sends it to Paulo. Paulo chips it forward. Over to Carter. Carter looking for Chalicki. It gets knocked into the corner. Rubicki and Campbell on the ice for D. 19 seconds to go. Shot deflected and goes into the netting. Nietzsche, Kruger, and Letcher on the ice. Looks like we're going to change some things up here. Letcher sends it around, kept in by the Blues. Blues got a shot, almost deflected. Cutting covers. Yeah. Blues read that puck out of the ice and almost knocked it in the net. Went wide of Cutting and then bounced off of the boards. Cutting covers. 6 seconds to go. Face off over the sideboard. Kruger tries to get it out. It gets knocked back in. 2 seconds. 1. That'll do it for the period. So after 1, Blues up 1-0. Nietzsche, Kruger, Letcher on the ice, Onak and Miller to start the second period. Blues control the faceoff and send it down. That should be icing. No icing called. I don't think they touched it. No, maybe I didn't see it. Puck to the corner. Miller gets it up for Letcher. Letcher chips it ahead for Nietzsche. Nietzsche sends that forward. Letcher tries to put it in. Kruger putting it to the corner. Letcher gets pinned. Onak changes. Aldridge comes on. Puck bounces on Miller. Miller gets it over to Aldridge. Blues change. Aldridge takes a look to see what options he has. He waits. Puck over to Miller. Miller to Letcher. Letcher chips ahead and changes. Chalicki and Carter come on. Saved by Cutting. Blues cut through a few of our players and get a shot on. Cutting saves it. Carter gets that pass from Nietzsche. Gets it to Porzingis over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche gets it knocked. Porzingis puts it forward, hits off of the pad. Carter in front gets a big hit on the side of the net. Paulo on. Jalicki, nice touch pass to Paulo. Paulo trying to work past the D, puck to the backboard. Paulo still has it. Gets it over to Rybicki. Rybicki looking for Carter on the back door. Presidio back on the ice. Looks like he got his helmet fixed. Same pairing. 15:09 to go in the second. Paulo wins that puck and tries to send it back for Campbell. Blues send it down, and that'll go for an icing.
So Fury, you can do it.
Same grouping. Paulo. All right, we get a whistle. We'll start it over. Paulo gets kicked out. Carter pushes that puck behind him. Blues jump it and carry forward. Up to the point, back to the sidewall. Paulo over. Shot hits off of Chalicki and into the corner. Blues back up to their point. Shot blocked by Carter. Knocked into the zone. Campbell picks it up. Carter changes. Brown comes on. Rubicki changes. Miller comes on. Chalicki's got the puck underneath him. Brown comes over to help. Brown to the corner. Pins it. Gives Chalicki the opportunity to change. Reynolds now working on the puck. It bounces into the neutral ice. Miller knocks it forward. Brown ties up. Puck's underneath the Blues. They send it in. Blues got to change. Miller has Kruger wide. Puck looked like it deflected off of Kruger. They don't call icing. Reynolds working on the sideboard. Puck to Brown. Brown across for Miller. Miller to Kruger. Kruger enters. Kruger shot is blocked. Bouncing off of the net. It's behind Brown. Gets a shot. It's deflected. Puck back to Reynolds. Reynolds takes a shot. It goes high off of the glass. Miller keeps it in. Sends it down for Kruger. Kruger tries to get a shot. Puck gets taken away. Reynolds back checking. Picks the... Pulauskas came on for Brown. He picks the pocket of the player. Reynolds got Kruger in front. Puts off the paddock. Bounces behind onto the backboard. Good activity by Fury. A couple of good scoring opportunities. Onak rubs his man out on the boards and puck over to Miller up to Pulauskas. Pulauskas carries forward. Knocking the puck over into the corner. Pulauskas gets it. We got a change and Krzyzkowski is able to get on the ice. Bergeron comes on too. Przgintis and Aldridge at D. Przgintis knocks that puck to the corner. Blues lose their stick in the process. Puck up to Bergeron. Berge takes a look, finds Krzyzkowski. Great pass. Krish hits the post. Great pass by Bergeron. Good shot by Krzyzkowski, just a half an inch off. Letcher comes on for Pulauskas. The Blues send it down, and that'll be an icing. Gives us an opportunity for a change. Presidio and Nietzsche come back on the ice. 12:26 to go in the second. Blues still up 1-0. Face-off one back by Nietzsche to Letcher. Letcher drops it for Rubicki. Rubicki's got space. He puts it in front. Rebound knocked away. Campbell one time. Shot goes through all of the people that were just there. Nietzsche shot hit by the blocker. Fury is pouring it on right now as the puck gets stuck off the boards. Letcher digs it out. Rubicki over to Campbell. Campbell shot is blocked. Presidio in the corner. Blues lose their stick again. Presidio trying to dig it out. Puck is pinned. Letcher over to help. Letcher gets to it. Gets it up to Rybicki. Rybicki walks it in, gets it over to Campbell. Campbell's shot goes high, bounces off of the glass. Letcher tries to push it on, and the net is knocked off. The Blues get a much-needed change. Paulo, Carter, Chalicki on. Carter pushes that puck over to the sideboard. Blues go cross ice with it. Campbell gets tied up. The puck knocked back to Paulo. Paulo coming from behind the net. Up to Carter. Carter between the leg pass to Paulo. Paulo tries to pull through, gets knocked away. Paulo gets it back, however. Puck to the corner now. Blues, bad bounce off of the glass. Smart play by Carter to tag up first before he touches that. Puck back in the zone. Carter sends it back. Blues pull it off of the boards and then go cross ice. Chalicki pushing wide. Blues dump. They get a wholesale change. Campbell for Paulo. Paulo across for Carter. Carter shot deflected and into the netting. 10:45 remaining in the period.
If somebody throws the puck up the net and you hit it with his hand, he didn't try to catch it, but indirectly hits his hand.
It depends.
The next guy to play it. It's not
It can be. It depends on what the official thinks.
that's what happened.
I think so. Yeah.
He didn't really try.
It just hit him. Yeah. He didn't directly get a hold of it. Shot in front. Kruger taking a beating. Kruger, Brown, Reynolds, Onak, and Miller.
I like it.
Game plan looks to be to keep shooting. And I agree. Keep shooting. Reynolds takes the face-off. Little discussion with the official. One back. Brown is able to knock that to Onak. Onak carries forward. Reynolds snaps it in. So I think it'll be Reynolds from Onak and Brown. But I'm not really sure if that's the way it'll go, but it's 1-1.
Guys in front.
Kuchkowski, Bergeron, Pulauskas, Miller, and Onak on the ice. Quick whistle. Somebody jumped a little early. We'll do it again. Puck dropped underneath and dug out by the Blues. Puck sent in. I don't think that was his goal, but Brady makes the score sheet. We're hyped up now. Blues lost a stick on that shift. Sitting there in the middle of the ice. .9:56 to go in the second. We'll get an ice cut in about a minute and a half. Yeah. Credidio, Letcher, Nietzsche, Aldridge, Prisgintis on the ice. Stretch pass by the Blues, knocked away by Nietzsche. Nietzsche picks it up and sends it hard around. Letcher on the sideboard, carries it back, goes behind Cutting. Letcher to Aldridge. For Prisgintis, drop pass to Credidio. Credidio's tried to dump that in. It hits off of a Blues player. Nice job. Credidio gets in over on the sideboard. Puck is pinned. 9:22 remaining in the second. Credidio digs it out. Cross ice for Aldridge. Aldridge shot into the glove of the goaltender. Letcher tied up with the Blues player. A little bit of pushing and shoving. I'll have to ask Brady after the game if that was his goal because I'm pretty sure it was Reynolds.
I think it was too good.
He's on the score sheet.
If he's out, he might have got to assist.
Reynolds, Paulo, Chalicki, Campbell, Ribicki on the ice. Reynolds takes the draw. Wins it back to Chalicki. Chalicki with that hard one-timer gets deflected and into the netting. Great setup. The Blues look a little confused about their... Yeah, they look like they're not quite sure what's happening. Face-off won by Paulo to Reynolds. Reynolds puts one on the goaltender. He deflects to the corner. Chalicki gets to it. Takes a hit, but still has the puck. Reynolds sends one across the crease. Ribicki takes it off of it. Pass for Reynolds. Deflected. Hits on the sideboard. Puck comes out of the zone. Knocked down by Ribicki. Chalicki gets hold of it. Pushes it to Paulo. Paulo sends it in. Blues send it in. Cutting. Slows it down and puts it to Ribicki. Ribicki for Chalicki. Over to Paulo. Paulo tried to go cross ice for Reynolds. Chalicki gets it to Reynolds. Knocked away. And the Blues come back. Blues through neutral zone. Enter. Push the puck to the corner. And then up to the D. Back down low. Puck coming around into the corner. Campbell gets a hit on. Paulo holds the puck and then sends it up the boards for Reynolds. Reynolds battling on the sideboard. Puck gets knocked away. Campbell picks it up and sends it in. Paulo goes for a change. Nietzsche comes on. Chalicki changes. Kushkowski comes on. Miller kicks that puck off of the boards. Blues pick it up. Shot wide of Cutting, but he gets a pad on it. Sends it to the corner. Reynolds carries forward. Tries to get past and covered, and that'll take us to ice cut. 7:33 to go in the second. We'll go to ice cut, and we'll come back in 10 or so minutes. Coming back from the ice cut, 7:33 to go in the second. We're going to get an in-zone face-off. Credidio, Nietzsche, Letcher, Prisgintis, and Aldridge coming out to get us started. Letcher, offset behind Nietzsche. Puck pushed over to the far board and out. Prisgintis tries to send that up for Nietzsche. The Blues send it in. Aldridge working on the sideboard against the Blues. They carry it forward and they're pinned. Letcher gets the puck, moved up the boards, kept in. Cutting, turns his shoulder, and Blues player goes flying as they were about to run into him. You want the kiss cam for Valentine's Day? I can turn it. Same personnel, Nietzsche to take the faceoff. Blues win it forward. Shot on Cutting, pad save. Letcher picks it up and then sends it around for Prisgintis. Prisgintis finds Nietzsche. Nietzsche shot off of the goaltender over to Letcher. Letcher chips it across. The Blues pick it up. Nietzsche takes it away. Taps it over to Prisgintis. Prisgintis up for Letcher. Puck to the corner. Rubicki and Campbell come on for D. Credidio battling. Lifts a stick. Puck over to Letcher. Letcher sends it back for Rubicki. Nietzsche changes. And so does Credidio. Paulo and Chalicki come on. Letcher to the corner. Puck bounces off of the boards. Chalicki sends it to Campbell. Campbell finds Letcher. Letcher tries to get a couple of shots off, and it doesn't quite go. Chalicki battles it back and gets it to Campbell. Paulo's in front, waiting for puck to come his way. Puck gets deflected out of play. Carter comes on for Letcher. Puck pushed to the corner and then up the sideboards. Campbell smartly steps back, lets that puck come to him, and he sends it back in. Carmi, hard forecheck, gets there, battling against two. Puck goes to the corner, back up to Campbell. Campbell chips forward for Paulo. Paulo sends it in, it gets deflected. Blues up the near board. Rybicki goes to Campbell, who sends it to Carter. Carter knocks the puck in and then tries to put a centering pass through. The Blues send that puck down. Rybicki to Miller. Rybicki goes for a change. Miller on the sideboard. Reynolds is out with Kruger. Reynolds takes a shot. It goes wide of the net over to Miller. Miller tries to center. Puck gets knocked around. Carter picks it up. Sends it back to the corner. Reynolds on the sideboard. Over to Onak. Onak's shot gets deflected and goes high. Miller. Carter gets a hit. Reynolds takes the puck away. Carter gets tripped up after that. Reynolds changes. Kushkowski comes on. Carter still out there. Aldridge to Carter. Over to Kruger. Carter gets a change. Bergeron comes on. Bergeron gets it to Kushkowski. Over to Aldridge. Aldridge to Porzingis. We get a shot. Hits off of the stick of the goaltender and over to the near board. Blues have to ice it. They didn't have a choice. They're having trouble keeping up with the pace. The two games we played against them before was the same thing. They started losing gas. Pulauskas tries to get that puck up to Aldridge. The Blues take it away and bring it into the neutral ice. Kushkowski gets a stick on it, but it goes across ice. The Blues in their corner. Porzingis gets a body on. Puck still in the Blues' control. Up to their D, and then sent back down low. Centering pass. Bergeron picks that puck up and gets it into neutral ice. Kushkowski, nice tie-up, making sure that the Blues don't get a scoring opportunity. Aldridge and Kushkowski working on the sideboard. The Blues knock it down to the corner. Porzingis sends it up the sidewall. Bergeron tries to get in front of the puck, but it goes to the corner. Kushkowski hard around for Pulauskas. Pulauskas gets it out of the zone, trying to get around the Blues defenseman. Goes back the other direction. Centering pass for the Blues off of the stick and then dumped in. Aldridge to the corner. Pins the puck. Kushkowski over to help. Puck comes up the sideboard a little bit. The Blues still trying to dig it out. Pulauskas helping. Puck back to the corner. Blues still trying to work it out of the corner. Step up. Shot goes off of the side of the net. Kushkowski clears it. Blues regroup. Puck bounces off of Kushkowski's glove. Blues keep it in. Shot goes high off of the glass. Presidio on the ice, trying to get it out of the zone. He's the fresh legs. He gets a hold of it and takes control. Nietzsche comes on. Bergeron gets a change. Letcher comes on. Blues still with it. Go across. Presidio comes over to block. Presidio goes down, and then the puck shot right into the chest of Cutting. Reynolds comes out to take Presidio's spot. Rubicki up the glass. Puck bounces its way to Reynolds. Reynolds, Letcher, and Nietzsche on the ice. Letcher steps in front of that pass. It gets knocked back to the backboard. Puck coming up the far board. Reynolds tries to get a body on. Good stick by Campbell. Puck gets knocked to the corner. Blues behind. Up to the D. Letcher comes up to block. Blues have to send it back down around. Nietzsche gonna get a call. Nietzsche's gonna get a roughing. So, a minute 24 remaining in the period. Nietzsche, 2 minutes for roughing. Kushkowski and Letcher come out to kill with Rubicki and Campbell. Kushkowski pushes the puck to the corner. Rubicki sends it up for Letcher. Letcher tries to pin it on the boards. Puck comes to Campbell. Campbell sends it down. Minute 13 to go in the period. Minute 44 on the Blues power play. Centering pass blocked by Rubicki, goes behind and then up to the D. Back up to the point. The Blues trying to work a shot over on the far board. Gets it across, bounces off of the stick. Kushkowski and Rubicki working on the side. Blues regain control. Put a shot in the middle, blocked by Campbell. Puck kept in by the Blues. Down low, looking for a shot in the middle again. Puck on cutting and covered. No rebound given. Paulo and Reynolds come on the ice with Miller and Onak. 23 seconds remaining in the period. A minute in this kill. Face-off controlled by the Blues. They send it down below cutting. Puck to Reynolds. Reynolds clears and sends it down. That should do it for the period. We'll have 37 seconds left on the kill when the third period starts.
For the 45th time, we're in a one-goal game or a tie game.
Is this one mine?
It can be.
I think it is. Yeah.
I'm not drinking that. We've got alcohol.
All tied up, end of two. Couldn't find them. I don't know.
I feel like last year they lost. It was in a shootout, but I can't remember what they were.
So we'll start the third with 37 seconds to go on this kill. Reynolds, Paulo, Miller, and Onak on the ice. Face off over to the side. The Blues carry forward. They got a pass on the back door, but it misses over to the corner. Dumped. Onak trying to pin. Blues dig it out and go behind cutting. Up the near board. Paulo up the challenge. Pass over and into the middle. And the Blues take the lead on a power play goal. 2-1. Nietzsche, Credidio, Letcher on the ice. Blues control the faceoff and send it up the boards. Porzingis tries to send that back up on the glass, but knocked back in by the Blues. Puck over to the corner. Makes its way to Porzingis, up to Credidio. Credidio cross ice for Nietzsche. Nietzsche sends it in. Credidio coming in, giving some pressure to the Blues up the near board and into neutral ice. Center and then over to the near board. Blues come down low. Porzingis trying to work against the Blues. Credidio over to help. Aldridge from behind cutting to Porzingis. Porzingis tries a cross ice pass for Credidio. Porzingis will go for interference. Oh, they're calling a trip. I would have called it interference, but they're called tripping. So we'll go on the kill again with 15:48 to go. Bergeron and Kushkowski come out with Campbell and Rubicki. The Blues have it on the sideboard, get it back up to the point. Kushkowski covering. Bergeron over to the far board. The Blues put it back to the middle. Kushkowski up the challenge. And the Blues got a shot in. It's 3-1. 2 penalties and 2 goals for the Blues. Reynolds, Brown, and Kruger on the ice with Miller and Onak. Puck won back by the Blues to go cross ice over to the far board. Miller picks it up in the corner, sends it to Onak. Onak to Brown. Brown up for Reynolds. Reynolds has a lane, shoots. There's a rebound, but covered. Kruger to take this face off. Reynolds offset behind him. Face off one clean to Reynolds. Reynolds gets it to Onak. Onak to Miller. Miller shot in front, deflected, and out of play. Lots of time left, 15:05 remaining in the third. Blues up 3-1. Kruger to take the draw again. Blues win that back and then send it off of the glass into neutral ice. Miller to Reynolds. Reynolds has the puck knocked away. The Blues carry forward. They got a shot blocked by Miller over to the corner. Brown trying to work the puck off of, up the sideboard. Gets tied up. Onak over to help. Brown and Onak battling. Puck comes off. The Blues lose the puck by cutting. He knocks it to the corner. Onak working in the corner. Miller over to challenge. Brown is stickless. Brown able to get his stick. Puck up the sideboard. Brown gets it out. Kruger giving pressure. Reynolds changes. Brown changes. Carter and Paulo come on. The D change, and Priskintis and Aldridge make it out on the ice. Paulo chasing the Blues. The Blues dump in and go for a D change. Puck sent back behind Cutting. Paulo pinning. Puck knocked loose. Carter up the challenge. Deflected in front and out of play. $13:37 to go. 13:33 to go. Shot into Cutting's glove. We get a change. Krzyzewski, Bergeron, Pulauskas back on the ice. Priskintis and Aldridge remain. Puck underneath the feet of the centers. It comes loose to the Blues. They get it up to their D. Shot bouncing across the center of the ice into the corner. Priskintis takes that puck away and carries in. Circling, waiting for Campbell. Priskintis' shot goes on net. Pulauskas was in front. Rybicki comes on for Pulauskas. He's able to knock that puck to Campbell. Campbell gets it to Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski enters the zone on the near board. Puck gets knocked away. Bergeron over, giving some pressure. Puck hits off of Krzyzewski's skate, goes into the corner. Krzyzewski's going to pick it up. Tries to get it up to Campbell, and does. Puck back in. We're offsides. Everybody touches up. Pulauskas blocks a pass. Letcher comes on for Bergeron. Letcher tries to jump that pass. It bounces off of his stick over to Campbell. Campbell sends it back in. Back up the boards. Hits off of Campbell's stick. Campbell able to get a little bit of a hold of it. Centering pass misses for the Blues over to the far board. Dump back down low and into the corner. Nietzsche's on the ice. Blues get a walk through. Nietzsche takes a cross check, and we're going to go on the power play. Roughing only. 12:02 to go. So 2 minutes for roughing to the Blues. Nietzsche, Reynolds, Letcher, Priskintis, and Onak on the ice. Face off one back to Priskintis. He drops it for Letcher. Letcher to Priskintis, over to Reynolds. Reynolds. The shot is blocked. Onak picks it up and carries it down. Makes a move, gets a lane. Shot is blocked in front. Puck sent over to Reynolds. Reynolds in the corner. Puck is underneath of him. He gets pinned. Letcher over to help. Nietzsche takes it away. Up to Onak. Over to Priskintis. Priskintis. Across for Onak. Minute 13 remaining in the power play. Onak taps it to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Onak. Onak to Reynolds down low. Looking for somebody in the middle. Gets it back to Onak. Onak to Priskintis. Priskintis shot. It's loose. And then Letcher gets taken down.
Oh, it went in.
It hit the post, hit the goaltender, and dropped.
Oh my god.
I mean, the official was right there too.
You guys see over?
10:58 remaining. 56 seconds on the power play. Paulo, Chalicki, Polauskas, Kushkowski, Campbell. Polauskas gives that puck to Kushkowski, over to Campbell, back to Kushkowski. Campbell finds Chalicki. Campbell one time wide of the net. Kushkowski keeps it in, sends it over to Paulo. Paulo to Kushkowski, over to Campbell. Back to Kushkowski. Campbell. Chalicki goes across for Kushkowski. Kushkowski low. Had Polauskas. It gets past Polauskas. Campbell on the sideboard. Kept in by Paulo. Paulo to Chalicki. Chalicki across for Kush. Kushkowski low. Chalicki. Shot goes wide. Polauskas. Puck hits off of Campbell's head and then cleared. 4 seconds. That'll do it for the power play. Kushkowski changes. Kruger comes on with Nietzsche. Campbell takes a hit. The puck comes loose and the cutting with a shoestring save there. Puck sent around a little too far for cutting to slow it down. Campbell comes over to help. Letcher digs it out and gets it to Rybicki. Rybicki to Kruger. Kruger dumps it in and changes. Chalicki comes on. Paulo comes on. Prisgintis to Paulo. Bounces off Paulo's stick. The Blues pick it up and bring it back in. Pass across, picked off by Chalicki, and then his pass knocked away by the Blues. Puck goes behind Cutting and over to the near corner. Back behind Cutting again. Blues like to play from behind the net. Cross ice, and a shot in front. Cutting sends it to the corner. Paulo tying up. Prisgintis working to get the puck off the boards. 8:24 to go. Blues up 3-1. Aldridge tries to poke that forward. Puck sent around for Chalicki. Bounces off but goes into neutral ice. Letcher comes off and Reynolds comes on. Blues are offsides.
Got a game, boys. Let's go. Got a game.
Reynolds, Paulo, Chalicki on with Miller and Onak. Puck moved up to Chalicki. Chalicki to Paulo. Paulo to Reynolds. Onak and Miller run into each other. The Blues got a 3-on-0. Reynolds picks up that puck and carries forward. Chalicki changes. Paulo had changed. Kushkowski and Polauskas come on. Bergeron comes on. Kushkowski. Off pad, goes over to the opposite side. Polauskas blows a tire. Blues the other way, they've got 3. Bergeron back checking hard. Puck gets knocked to the backboard. Blues push the puck off of the board. It goes to Miller. Miller's pass to Polauskas. Didn't go, and the Blues got another opportunity in front. Puck knocked back over to the corner. Onak gets it out and goes for a change. Campbell comes on. Blues chip it back in. 6:39 remaining. Puck intercepted by the Blues. Krzyzkowski for Bergeron. Nietzsche comes on for Krzyzkowski. Kruger comes on. Campbell, big hit. Puck to Kruger. Rybicki to Nietzsche.
Oh, come on, boys. You can do it.
Kruger to Letcher. Letcher's shot deflected out of play. .601 to go in the game. 3-1 Blues. Brzgintis coming on the ice gets sent back for a late change.
Come on, Fury boys. Let's go.
Face-off one back to Rybicki. Rybicki sends it off of the back wall, picked up by Nietzsche. Nietzsche in the corner. Tries to send it up for Campbell, intercepted by the Blues. Marty coming back. Puck gets deflected to Rybicki over to Letcher. Letcher to Kruger. Brzgintis comes on. Aldridge comes on. Puck bounces past Brzgintis. Sent hard around. Aldridge goes to get it. Sends it up for Kruger. Kept in by the Blues. Puck goes out of the zone. Blues just need to hold on. They're sending the puck in and getting changes on quick. Chalicki comes on the ice with Paulo.
Go there, Tilly. Let's go.
Paulo puts it in front. Letcher with the stuff attempt. Saved by the goaltender. Puck stuck on the boards. Paulo digs it out and gets it over to Brzgintis. Brzgintis takes a look to Chalicki. Chalicki carries forward. Letcher comes off. Reynolds comes on. Chalicki sends it around. Paulo changes. Krzyzkowski on the ice. Miller to Reynolds. Reynolds circling over to Onak. Onak tries to shoot it. Blocked by the Blues. The Blues are hurt. Bergeron, Krzyzkowski, Pulauskas on the ice. Face-off in skates and cleared. The officials in the way, effectively screening Miller. Puck goes cross ice for Krzyzkowski. Krzyzkowski sends it up for Bergeron. Bergeron to the middle of the ice. Pulauskas trying to get a hold of it. Onak has it taken away. 3 guys on the puck for the Blues. We got a change.
If I were him, I would be like, let's just make sure. Well, she's right there. Right there. Yeah, there's somebody right by the house.
Letcher, Kruger, Nietzsche on the ice. Kruger tries to carry forward. Gets knocked away. Letcher gets it to Campbell. Campbell's shot is loose in front. Kruger takes a jam at it. And we get a whistle. 3:22 to go. We're going to pull cutting. And we're going to send out Reynolds and Paulo, along with Pulauskas. Letcher is going to stay. The Blues get a change of personnel as well. Puck underneath. Blues get it out. Picked up by Pulauskas over to Paulo. Paulo back to Pulauskas. Ooh, Caillou loses an edge again. Puck underneath him. Reynolds digs it over to Letcher. Letcher to Paulo, or to Reynolds. Reynolds' pass is deflected. 2:55 to go in the game. Campbell to Przgintis. Przgintis carries in. Puck cleared by the Blues, and that'll go for an icing. 2:43 to go. Onak, Kushkowski, Carter, Kruger, Nietzsche, Chalicki on the ice. Face-off controlled by the Blues. They send it forward. Kushkowski keeps it in and gets it to Nietzsche. Nietzsche to Chalicki to Onak. Onak puts it in front, bounces off over to Chalicki. Chalicki tries to put it down, blocked by the Blues. Kruger trying to battle it out. The Blues get a hold of it. It bounces off and goes all the way down. Onak from behind the net comes forward. Blues get a change. Chalicki carries it in. Goes back door for Kruger and cleared by the Blues. That's going to go for icing. 2 minutes remaining.
Come on, guys, you can do it. Let's go.
Empty net for Fury. Paulo, Reynolds, Pulauskas, Letcher, Przgintis, and Campbell on the ice. Letcher sends it around for Przgintis. Down to Pulauskas, knocked away. The Blues send it out. Letcher picks it up, drops it for Campbell. Campbell across for Paulo. Reynolds carries it in, but it gets knocked away. Minute 37 to go in the game. Campbell goes back to get it. Paulo to Letcher.
Get in front of the net.
Paulo carrying it around. Over to Reynolds. Reynolds puts it in front, gets knocked away. Letcher gets tied up. Campbell comes in and picks it. Campbell from behind the net to Przgintis. Przgintis, quick shot, bouncing into the glove of the goaltender. 1:08 remaining. And Fury take a timeout.
Timeout, Chicago.
And I'll be like, let's go, Fury. Let's go, Fury. Come on, Fury, you can do it, boys. Let's go, Fury.
Kolauskas, Paulo, Letcher, Reynolds, Onak, and Pazgintis out. Puck cleared by the Blues. They'll send that down. That'll be an icing as well.
Why is that not icing?
All right. Officials have given up on this game. 46 seconds remaining.
Why was that not icing though? Did we hit it? Should have been icing. You were skating like it was icing.
Kruger, Nietzsche, Chalicki, Reynolds, Onak, and Krzyzkowski on the ice. Chalicki gives that puck to Reynolds. Reynolds sends it in. Puck on the sideboard. Kruger. So Chalicki to Reynolds. Reynolds shot. Blocked in front. Blues get control of it, and it goes out of play. 22 seconds remaining. Puck knocked over the sideboard. Onak pushes it down low. Kruger gets pinned in the corner, and then the Blues clear. That'll do it. 5 seconds remaining. Krzyzkowski picks it up and then sends it down. And the Blues win 3-1. We'll have a consolation game tomorrow, probably sometime around noon. And that'll do it for the weekend. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, but there'll be a game against one of the other teams from the opposite brackets.